Hey guys, so I'm gonna hop right into it. This is the braiding hair that I use. Everything will either be linked or listed down below. I use 11 pink and purple bandanas, Nairobi mousse, wig shine, ISee plus hairspray, and got to be glue. I also use combs, hot comb, blow dryer, clips, rubber bands, scrunchies, all that. But I didn't think that was necessary to put into the product list. But yeah, so hopping right into it. So starting off, I'm just parting off the parting off the swoop piece. Yeah, just making sure that it's nice and clean. Making sure that I got enough hair in the back to cover the tracks, and then also just making sure my part is nice. Going in, making sure it is crisp. And then just sectioning that off. Right now I'm just sectioning. So sectioning was big with this. So I have 3 major sections in the front, and then as I go along in the back, you can see that I have 3 sections as well. So right now I'm just parting off that first section, and if you see, I use the tracks as a guide. That way the sections there are as flat as possible, and it don't have any bumps from a half a track is being used, whatever. So yeah, so I'm just sectioning up the top half, or the top part, and then I'm just putting it into a rough ponytail, I think. Yeah, putting it into a rough ponytail. Got to be spraying it. And for the first ponytail, I use a scrunchie. It's a rubber band in there now, but in a minute you can see I changed it out and put a scrunchie because it was just holding it better. And so yeah, I'm just smoothing it out, making sure it's as smooth and clean as possible. You see that ponytail pop. So now, and also it wasn't getting as flat as I would like it, so I sprayed the Got to Be glue throughout the section, combed it through, then put it in a ponytail with the scrunchie, and that worked really good. And I'm just cleaning it up, making sure it's as smooth, tight as possible. So now I'm taking out that second part and just doing the same thing I did to the first section to the second section. Getting it smoothed down, Got to Be sprayed, comb it out, make sure it's real nice, real nice, real nice. And for the other sections, I use a rubber band and not a scrunchie. And then after I finish this third section, you're going to see I take that scrunchie out. So right now, I just sprayed it with the ISee Plus hairspray, and I'm going to hot comb it. That way, because this section is actually part of the frontal as well, and it's covering them tracks. So I just want that to be as flat, smooth, and nice as possible. And then other than that, it's just the same process. This hairstyle is really a lot of repetition, so it's really easy. And I'm securing it with a rubber band, and I'm going with the more spray, smooth it out, and then that blow dryer just to make sure it's all dry and it ain't going nowhere. And then now I'm taking that scrunchie out. So now moving on to the front. This is the section that's opposite of the swoop. So first I'm going to start off by just taking out my baby hairs, sectioning those out. And one thing I would say I suggest you do is try on the wig prior to you putting it on, prior to you doing this process. That way you can know exactly where you need to part, exactly how far your swoop needs to come down, if you need to section hair out around your ear so that you can cut it out. I didn't have to do that because mine was pretty much it fit the frontal fit my hairline pretty good. So I just braided my sideburns and my baby hairs up, and now I'm just gonna spray it and hot comb it back so that it's as smooth and it's covering those tracks, and it looks really good. And also, I didn't include me like plucking or lightening the roots, not the roots, but like doing the knots. But if you would like to see that, just leave a comment and I'll do it. I just didn't want this video to be so long. But as you see, I'm just hairspraying it, slicking it back, and putting it into that ponytail. I used a bunch of rubber bands on that ponytail, I'm not gonna lie. So now we're on the side with the swoop. This is not the swoop. I did that separate. But I am going to section out those, I'm just going to hot comb it, make sure it's flat. Then I'm sectioning out my sideburns. I'm not going to do any baby hairs because the swoop covers that side of the head anyway. Braid it up and just do the same process as I did on the other side. Like I said, this is just a bunch of repetition, and yeah. And on both sides, you can't really tell right now. Well, you can tell now. Before I put it in the ponytail, I just clipped it to the back. That way I can hairspray it and smooth it out and make sure that it was good before I put it into the ponytail. You see how slick that looks? Okay. So now we're going to move on to this swoop part. In the swoop, I also did 3 sections. So I'm just combing it out. See, I tried to do it all together, but it wasn't working. So I did the first section. What I'm going to do is hairspray it and hot comb it straight down. And then I'm going with the comb and just kind of shape it a little bit. Right there, I'm hot combing it up a little bit. That way, it'll look more natural. To me, it looks more natural that way. But now I'm just kind of like rough drafting how I want it, how far I want it to come down, how, you know, what type of swoop I want. Yeah, that's just doing that part to make it look a little bit more natural. And I'm just clipping it over to the side. You're gonna see that in a minute too. But now I got it where I want it. I'm gonna hairspray and comb it into shape. And all I'm doing right now is the swoop. I'm not worried about the back just yet. This is coming together real nice and I was getting hype. So yeah, I'm doing that second part. Just going to do the same thing. Hairspray, hot comb, shape it, and clip it to the back. But yeah, if I didn't try it on prior to like starting to shape everything, then I wouldn't know how far to put my part over, none of that. So, or how low to do my swoop. So trying it on prior to you getting started with this process is definitely beneficial, and it'll help with the outcome. Y'all, excuse how I look too. I was struggling. But yeah, that's that final part. You just gonna swoop it to the back. We're hot combing right now, but yeah. You just spray it, smooth it. Alright, so now we're getting into swooping it into the ponytail. And in a minute you're going to see I'm working with that little part above the sideburn, and that's because that to me makes it look right there, that makes it look a little more natural when you can see like the part that's going straight back. I don't know, it looks natural to me because I know when you do it with your natural hair, that's how it's going to look. So yeah, that's what I wanted to mimic. Now I'm just in the back hairspraying it, smoothing it out, put it into that ponytail with the rubber band. And yep, that's the mold basically. So now let's start with this braiding hair. So I use 2 bundles. I'm just showing you me putting it together. And so now I'm gonna show you how I attached it to the ponytail. So you're gonna take a rubber band, put it in between your middle and thumb, and place that hair in between your middle and thumb, your middle finger and thumb, and then take the side of the rubber band that's on your thumb, go through it, and then pull the part that's on your middle finger back through it, if that makes sense. So then it's gonna one end is going to be attached to the hair, and then it's going to leave a loop on the other end so that you can attach it to the ponytail. And that's what I'm doing right there, just securing it real tight and snug to the ponytail. And as you see, I'm sliding it up to make sure it's as far up on the ponytail as possible, that way it don't slide off. And then I'm just sectioning off some hair to go around the base and clipping it out the way. And so now this is how I folded the bandanas that I fed into the ponytail. You just kind of fold it into a triangle and then roll it up. So guys, this is my first tutorial. I didn't know where to put the phone or the camera or whatever, so you really can't see. You can kind of see, you get the gist of what I'm doing. As I'm adding in more hair and the bandanas, I'm adding it to the back and just braiding it in. If you know how to do feed-ins, then this is going to be so easy. But if you want a more in-depth video where you can see how I add in more hair or bandanas, just let me know in the comments and I'll definitely do it. I definitely thought I was more, you could see more, but yeah. Right here I'm adding in some hair, and then I'm adding in a bandana to the back. As you saw, this hair pack came with like 8 bundles of braiding hair, and I used 7, 2 to begin with, and then throughout the braid I added in more because I had 1 left over. So yeah, I'm just braiding it all the way to the bottom. Well, not all the way to the bottom because you're gonna see. Okay, so right here what I'm doing is just wrapping the well, not yet, but I'm about to. Yeah, right here I'm taking because the longest bandana is left where the pink one, so I'm wrapping it around to the front and just tying it like a shoelace. And so as you see, the bottom, they're straight, and on Cardi's one, hers was straight, but I didn't want mine straight because I just didn't like that look for me. So I'm just taking some flexi rods and putting those on the ends, and then I'm dip them in some hot water. Well, not yet. You're gonna see I'm gonna dip them in some hot water. Okay, so this part I did cut it because it was really long, but I should have cut it more, and I should have left out less hair because it was really thick. And you can see it's not gonna stick. Like, I'm hairspraying it and blow drying it, but it's not really gonna stick. But it didn't really matter, but you know. So see, I'm blow drying it, but like I said, I'm gonna take, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna take the another bandana and just roll it up and wrap it on top of that, which is going to cover the top of the braid, which is a little bit skinnier and doesn't have no bandanas in it, and also the base, so you're not going to be able to see. And then this is me dipping it in the hot water. So this is the end result of the wig. This is part 2. It was a little long, so I decided to do 2 parts. So the second part would be me installing this wig. So see y'all in part 2. Thank you for watching.